Hi, all. I trust you are all well and settled in with the kids back to school and into the new rhythm of this new term. And I welcome you this morning for this prayer playlist of videos. I say this quite cheerfully, but I am also aware that we're still suffering from the consequences of this horrible pandemic that is this world is under. As you are probably aware, the numbers here in our country are still not as we want them. So that means we are still coping with the measures that are installed to keep us safe and mostly protect the most vulnerable among us. This still affects our activities, so we are not reopening yet on a weekly basis, as we still have to follow the regulations that are there to protect us. But it will not prevent us from praising God and giving thanks in the faith that the God who created the heavens and the earth is also the God who cares for us and who is with us through all the troubles that we might face, even this pandemic. Because the Bible never says that when we are Christians or when we live in the presence of God, we our lives will be a picnic. It will be a walk in the park, easy peasy. The Bible never promises that, but it does promise that when we that whatever we do go through, God is right there with us. So, in that knowledge, we continue our worship in this way. However, we will also gather face to face with all measures still intact, but Jack will be with us so we can celebrate Holy Communion, and of course, we will do that in at the church, being together. And I look forward to giving all of you an elbow pump or a wave or whatever you prefer, and seeing you all then. Also, we will have some outside activities where there's lots of air, so it will be safe. So on the 27th, after we celebrate Holy Communion, we will chip in to the Walloon region, and we will um, gather trash in the area around our church. So do hope to welcome many of you, because the more people there are, the faster we'll be done. So please come and join and pitch in and help clean up our neighborhood. Then also on the 4th of October, you can see it on the screen, we will go outside again into nature, and we will be having a prayer service celebrating creation. So more information about that will also follow more closer to date, and I hope to welcome many of you then. Put it in your calendars. At the same time, we're also aware that this virus is striking other places in the world and other people much more severely than it is us here in Belgium. We've heard in the news this week that India has surpassed Brazil and has now become the second hardest affected country in the world after the United States. And it is in India, as it is everywhere in the world, the poorest people, mostly in the countryside, that are affected the most. So please keep the people of India in our prayers this week. We also continue to pray for the people of the United States and Brazil, and also closer to home to European countries that are still struggling to keep this pandemic under control, such as France and Spain. We are conscious that it is those that already struggle the most in life that suffer the consequences the most. So we ask for God's protection over them, and we ask for wisdom for the decision makers and policy makers as to how to deal best with this problem. Meanwhile, we continue celebrating Creation Tide, and the theme provided for today is protecting the commons, protecting the Earth's resources that are common good for everyone. The current environmental crisis that we are in, it shows that this is a challenge for us human beings. And I believe for us as Christians, the answer lies in letting God be God. To know what I'm on about, stay tuned for our readings and our prayers, which will come up in the following videos. First, for our opening hymn, I've chosen an all-time favorite, so you can sing along with a loud voice. Nobody will hear you, so don't hold back. But first, join us in our prayers. We gather in the name of the triune God, Creator, Redeemer, and Sustainer of the earth and all its creatures. Praise be to the Holy Trinity. God is sound and life, Creator of the universe, source of all life, whom the angels sing. Wondrous light of all mysteries known or unknown to humankind, and life that lives in all. Amen. We gather in the image of the Creator, who is a community of love. We gather in the name of the Redeemer, who reconciles all of creation. We gather in the presence of the Life Giver, who inspires new life and renews it.